We're in, Greg.
All right. Yes, we made it. Good morning, everybody. That's fantastic. Happy 2021, everybody. It's like it was weird. I woke up this morning and I was excited for today, and I was excited for the meeting. Like the sun was shining. It's a new year. We can kind of put some politics behind us for a little bit. We got the vaccines coming, market's good. So there's a lot of really great things to be thankful for. And our business is certainly one of them. So we got a lot to get through today. I'm going to try to get through as quickly as I can. You guys know I can talk a lot, so I'm going to try not to do that too much. So let me grab our screen share. We're going to jump in and get started, and welcome everybody. We do have, hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Lots of people saying hi and good morning. Thank you. We do have Carrie will be monitoring the chat feed if you're on Zoom, and also monitoring Facebook live if you're watching this on Facebook. So we have people monitoring that. I'll kind of stop occasionally and kind of check that to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And let me do the screen share here, and let's see if we can start this off without a glitch, at least too much. I was doing some changes this morning. There, it looks like we got it. I was doing some changes this morning to some of the slides. My computer has already crashed on me twice this morning. So we'll see how far we get, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we don't have that happen again. So welcome 2021. It's an exciting year. With all the craziness of last year, it ended up being record year for a lot of different reasons, and we're grateful, like I said, and thankful for that. So I want to jump in and kind of share some things that some of our accomplishments, and I want to kind of look back at the year. Then we're going to look forward, what's going to happen in 2021, at least what I think is going to happen in 2021. So this is going to kind of be a little bit looking back and then looking forward, and lots of good information for you. So one of the things that Kuba always says, what sets Realty One Group apart is the willingness to embrace change. And that's hard for a lot of people. I've told this story many times, but like my daughter, we got new carpet in our house one time, and my daughter, she was much younger. She was like 8, and she cried, and she was like, why do we have to have new carpet? My carpet's fine. So change can be hard for a lot of people. And this year, 2020, was the year of change and upheaval, and the real estate industry really rallied hard, and specifically all of you. An amazing year. And I just want to say, once again, congratulations to everybody and all their success and everything that they poured into their business. With everything changing, every time something changed, we just pivoted and changed with it. So I think that is something very, very special. So a couple of announcements. I don't know if you guys saw this. Realty One Group was named in the top 10 fastest growing franchises in the country. This isn't real estate franchises. This is all companies like Orange Theory and Cycle Bar, and any kind of franchise you can think of. Realty One Group was in the top 10, and there was not another real estate company in the top 100. So some pretty significant news that their top 10 is called the Fast and Serious, and Realty One Group was named in that. So some exciting stuff across the country. Now over 300 offices strong. During the pandemic, of 2020, 86 new franchises were signed, and 75, I think, offices were open. So pretty exciting stuff across the country. Realty One Group continues to grow, and all of you that are here know why. Realty One Group continues to grow across the country. So that's super exciting. Kuba, our founder, there's a list that's released every year. It's the top 200 most influential people in real estate. And it's the CEOs and CFOs and just really thought leaders across the entire real estate spectrum. And Kuba made the list this year at number 16. So big congratulations and kudos to Kuba for coming in at number 16 most influential purple person in real estate. So congratulations, Kuba. So that's kind of some national news. Now I just wanted to share with you kind of what a little bit about Realty One Group Complete. So our little home that we like to call Realty One Group Complete, and some of the things that happened with us last year. So first I wanted to share with you our Rev Up. So our Rev Up, for those of you that are new, is our new licensee training program. And we're super proud of this. And there's a lot of people that put a lot of hard work into making Rev Up the success that it is. Some of the most top producing people that you see every single month in our $1 Million Club, some of the people that you saw at the very, very, very top of our end of the year awards came through our Rev Up program. So we're proud of it. It works and it's had a lot of success. So I just wanted to kind of share with you in 2020, kind of what that looked like. I got to move my screen around here because my video's right in the way of what I want to see. Okay. So in 2020, we had 123 agents in our new licensee program. And you can see, if you look at I think it's going to be to the right of your screen and down low, you'll see from 2016 to 2020, how many agents we've added to the program. And in 2020, we closed 106, those brand new licensed agents. Think about that when you first got your license and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what's going on here. Closed 164 transactions. That's just absolutely incredible. And that volume was 68.9 million. So our brand new licensee agents did almost 70 million in sales last year. So I just wanted to say thank you to Carrie, who's our training coordinator, for organizing this. A big thank you to all the mentors, all of our agents out there that are acting as mentors, our team leaders that are really inspiring and helping our agents become more successful. Thank you to you. And then most of all, thank you to all of our new licensees, all of our agents in Rev Up. We are super proud of you. We're excited for you to help you on your journey in real estate. So congratulations, you guys. I just wanted to share with you, I think this is a great representation of how that training program has grown and has become so successful. And check this out. This is word of mouth, right? Do you ever see us advertising about our training program or anything like that? We don't. This is just word of mouth. This is all of our Rockstar agents referring their friends and families and saying, hey, we got a great training program. You should definitely check it out. So congratulations to all of you. And then, oops, let's see if I can get to the next one. Our company in general. So as I said at the beginning of this, man, what a record year that we've had. Despite all of the absolute craziness that has happened, we've still managed to have an amazing year. And it's all due to every one of you, the agents, our customers, and our team. You know, I don't want to leave out the team behind the scenes that kind of makes this all happen. I know I mentioned this at our end of the year awards. If you ever get an opportunity just to say, hey, thank you to one of the team members, they really work hard for you. Everything that they do behind closed doors is to help you and your business just be more successful every day. So check this out, guys. Let's start over at the left at the top. You'll see our agent count, where we started in 2014 with 18 agents, and then now where we just crossed the 600 agent mark. So you can kind of see our growth, really accelerated growth. And with that comes accelerated volume and files. Check out the amount of files that we closed in 2020. 4,184 files, almost 1,000 more transactions than the year before. So all of those 600 agents are working hard. They're making things happen. They're helping families. Despite all the chaos, we were out there doing some great things. And I just want to share, if you go to kind of the upper right corner of this graphic, you'll see our 2020, we did $1.9 billion in sales volume. So that's amazing. Congratulations to all of you. You can see our growth. Like, look at that. In 2014, this brand new little company, 56 million in sales. Some of our teams are doing more than that now as a team, right? And then we've grown substantially. 2018 was a real benchmark for us. We crossed that $1 billion in sales mark, and this year we were just a little bit shy of hitting 2 billion. So congratulations on the growth, all of you. And we got lots of exciting things coming this year. If you don't know, we are preparing our 4th office in this market that will be in the Natomas area. So if you have any great agents that work in that market, please send them our way. Signed the lease for that last week. It's going to be a brand new office. So I anticipate 4 months or so of building that out, but we're excited to launch that early or late spring, early summer to continue to grow in this marketplace. And then last thing, if you kind of go to the far right and you go down to the lower portion of that, you'll see the TC files. So that number 961 represents the number of TC files managed by our TC team. Amazing, right? So over almost 1,000 files processed by our TC team in 2020 alone. So I know a lot of you have your own TCs, and I'm sure they do a great job for you. But if you're ever considering a little help in your business, I just encourage you to use our TC team. They have a lot of experience. They're very, very efficient, and they do a great job. So I just want to say, again, kudos to our TC team for just doing such a fantastic job. So thank you for them. Okay, I'm going to check the chat box real quick. TC team is amazing. Thank you. Okay, cool. So we're going to keep on going. So congratulations, all of you. Great growth. 4,000 transactions, 600 agents, and almost 2 billion in sales. Great job. Let's just make 2021 even better. And there's a lot of reasons why I think that's going to happen. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's the big one. Realty One Group Complete paid you $43 million last year in commissions. You guys had a fantastic year. This is by far the most commissions paid that we've ever had in the history of our company. All of that went to you. We're proud to say our agents make more money than any other agents in the industry as a total and per transaction. And this is just proof. This isn't all a Realty One Group, right? This is just out of our 3 offices, almost $44 million in commissions to each and every one of you. So again, kudos to you and congratulations. So 2020, it was a weird year, but a lot of good positive things. I've said this before. I just think of like some of the other industries, like if we were in the restaurant industry, or if we were in personal services like spas or salon, you know, that industry has just been decimated. We've been so fortunate that we've been able to continue in our business. And I just want to say, don't forget the small businesses in our community. Reach out and help those people. Those are your future clients and future prospects. So anything you can do to help a local small business, I highly recommend it. One quick note or brief note, yesterday or maybe Tuesday, Governor Newsom lifted the stay-at-home order for the greater Sacramento region. That does not change anything that we've been doing in real estate. In other words, it's not just open again. It's the same exact process that you've been doing for 6 months now. COVID compliant open home tours, PEDS for showing, hand sanitizer, masks. And one of the things I just want to remind you is more people today than ever have videos in their house and on the outside of their house, Ring doorbells, and they're watching. So remember, wear your masks, use hand sanitizers, and be respectful of other people. They might believe things a little bit different than you, and that's okay. And we want to make sure that we are complying and following all the rules and regulations that have allowed us to have an amazing 2020. All right. One of the things that we like to do is introduce new team members. And we've kind of started the series about 4 months ago, I guess. We're just going through and introducing all the team members. So with limited people in the office and new agents joining and new team members joining, we just thought it'd be great to kind of go through everybody and introduce them to you so you can kind of get to know them a little bit better. And next time that you see them, you can kind of put a name to the face. So the first one I want to introduce today is Bonnie Burlock. She's our new training coordinator. So I know Carrie made an announcement a few weeks ago that she's leaving Realty One Group, and we're so disappointed that she's leaving the company, but we're very, very excited for her future and her family. She's leaving Realty One Group because she's moving. She's moving to Arizona, her and her husband's going to be doing some flight training out there. We're excited for her that she's been able to make that transition. But the cool thing is Carrie's not leaving Realty One Group. She'll be working for the corporate side of Realty One Group, and she'll be helping franchisees across the country, help get them started and boost them and support them. So that's a great opportunity for Carrie and her family. We're excited. We're bummed that she's leaving us, but we're excited for her and her journey. But we could not have found a more dynamic, better replacement for Carrie. We're not going to replace Carrie. We're just going to bring a new person to the team, and that's Bonnie Burlock. She's going to be taking over Carrie's duties and building off what Carrie already built, right? So we started our training program. Carrie came in and made it even better, and then we're going to bring Bonnie in, and she's going to make it even better. So we're excited for Bonnie. I know a lot of you guys know Bonnie because all day long in the office, as people come by, they stop and they're chatting and hugging her. So I know a lot of you know her. She's been in this business for a long time. So you're going to start seeing her face training, working on the calendar, working with the Rev Up, working with our mentors and team leaders. So make sure you say hi to Bonnie when you can. You'll see there's a little bit of information about her. So we're excited to bring Bonnie on. Please welcome her next time you see her. The next person that she's not new, but some of you might not have met her. You've probably got an email or two from her or communicated with her. And she works in the compliance side. She's the one that processes and issues checks, and that's Megan Chain. Her office is literally right next to Kristen's office. Make sure you say hi to her. And next time you're in the office, again, she's not new, but some of you might not have been able to put a name to the face. So here it is, and she's doing a fantastic job. Again, she's one of the people that worked at home, back in the office, just like everybody else, and she's done a great job for us. So next time you see her, make sure you say hi to Megan. Okay, I've been using this slide. I've been putting this up really for the past 4 or 5 months because we have so many people asking about it. And this is how you can let us help you, and you can help us. So it's basically a simple referral program. You refer 3 agents to us and you get 6 months of your monthly fees waived. 3 more and you get another 6 months, and then 3 after that, you're free for life. So we're getting a lot of people asking about it. So that's why I kind of share it every time. And it's a great way for you to save money, even more money, right? And help us grow so we can bring you more tools, more technology, and more support. So that's what happens when we grow. We continue to pour back into every one of you in all of the things that we do. So remember 369, three agents, you get 6 months, 3 more, you get 6 months, 9 free for life. We have a lot of agents that are free for life, by the way. Here's a little reminder. If you refer an agent, remind them to put your name down on the referral form. If they don't put your name down, you won't get credit. So we want you to get credit if you refer a new team or a new agent over to us. So remember that. Okay, I gotta take a coffee for this, or I gotta take a sip of coffee for this next one. Buyer beware. We can all agree that it's tough right now for buyers to get into contract. And it's very, very competitive. We're going to talk about that when we talk about our market update. But what we're starting to see is buyers waiving certain conditions, waiving certain inspections, doing some things that they might not necessarily do in what we would consider a normal market. Don't ever recommend your buyer to waive inspections. Remember, we have a buyer's inspection waiver form. That form specifically says if you waive inspections, you're doing so against the advice of the agent and brokerage. So you see the conflict there. If you say, hey, the only way we're going to get this property is you waive all your inspections, but here I'm going to have you sign this inspection waiver form saying that you're doing it against my advice, there's a conflict. What we are seeing is an influx of legal issues coming from this. Buyers are kind of just holding a blind eye and just kind of moving forward no matter what. And then once they get in the house, the legal issues start flooding in. So remember, encourage all inspections. This isn't a waive everything and just go for it, right? And then read the inspection report. We've had so many issues where the inspection report specifically said something like, hey, there's an issue with the plumbing, have a licensed plumbing contractor check it out. Well, the buyer never does that, moves in, and then now there's a legal situation. And I can tell you this, they'll point fingers at you, whether you did anything or not, because I think people sometimes have a hard time accepting blame for their own actions. So they're going to say, you recommended not to have inspections, or you recommended not to do certain things, and you recommended this. So remember, that's not a great way to go. There's other ways that you can get your offer accepted. Having your client completely underwritten at whatever mortgage company that you use. Our mortgage company Movement does a great job of that. Check in with your lender to see if there's possibly an appraisal waiver that you, or excuse me, an appraisal waiver on the property. So you might be able to write an offer with no appraisal contingency because it doesn't need to have one, and a short close, or potentially no loan contingency because it's fully underwritten. So that's probably a safer route to go if you have buyers trying to get into property, as opposed to waiving inspections. That's a dangerous path to go down. Okay, let me just take a quick look in the chat, see if anybody has any questions on that. And I don't think so. Okay, cool. We're going to keep moving on then. This kind of ties in, I guess. Again, we're seeing a lot of legal issues. One of them is lack of disclosure on the seller and the agent. Remember, like, your AVID should never be nothing to note, nothing to note, nothing to note, nothing to note. An attorney will tear that up, turn you upside down 10 times in your seat when they have one of those. There's something to always disclose. My kind of rule of thumb is I just walk into, let's say, walk into a bedroom, I just stand there, then I just look around and I go, there's a scuff mark on the wall, or there's, oh, I see some carpet wear right there. There's a chip in the trim on the window. A well-done AVID should have those little notations, and it doesn't mean that you're climbing in the attic or climbing on the under the floor in the crawl space. It's an agent visual inspection, and that's the extent of it, with one exception. Remember, if there's red flags, you need to bring them to the surface. If there's a square footage discrepancy, if there's an obvious something wrong, or maybe an obvious addition with no permits, you need to bring that to the surface, make sure the buyer's aware of it, and make sure that they do their due diligence to satisfy themselves with that. Okay, I think somebody had a question here. Let me see here. Where's my chat thing? Oh, here it is. Oh, no, didn't. Okay, so agent visual inspection should never be blank, 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 or nothing to note, nothing to note. There's always something to note. And on the opposite, let's just say it's a beautiful new flip property. You should say stuff like, it appears to be new carpet, appears to be new paint. So there's always something to note. Never leave it blank. As I said, an attorney will turn you in that form upside down really quick. Okay. $1 Million Club, man, a record year for $1 Million Club. So Realty One, here at Realty One Group Complete, I started this in late 2000, or excuse me, early 2015. I just wanted a way to recognize more people for their success. And most brokerages, although I've seen now a few people copy us, but most brokerages, typically it's the top producer in volume, top producer in sales every single month in the office, and that's kind of it, right? Well, the problem with that is sometimes there's one or two people that kind of hit that every single month. And then there's other people that have had fantastic months that never get recognized. So started this in 2015, called it the $1 Million Club. And it's a way for us, for me, to recognize you and all your success. So we recognize every agent that did at least $1 million in sales the previous month. We recognize them here. If you've been in our offices, we have those big signs and we replace those every single month. We order a new sign every single month. We do a huge social media post, and I encourage you to share those. What we do is we recognize you. So it's us kind of bragging about you without you bragging about yourself, but then share those so everybody in your feed can see your success. And then the last thing that we do, we haven't done it for now 9 months, is we all go to lunch. So I take all the $1 Million Club winners to lunch every single month. We have such a great time. We are going to have the biggest $1 Million Club party ever once we can. And I promise you that every person from last year and moving forward into 2021 that was a $1 Million Club recipient, we are going to have one heck of a party to celebrate each and every one of you. Okay, we go through all 3 offices. We're going to start out with Rockland. We're going to get through this and just join me in congratulating each and every one of these people that have just done a fantastic job. You'll see their sign up, you'll see them on the video, and if you see them in person, just say, hey, congratulations. So Zishan, Evan, Shelley, congratulations, you guys, on a great month. Sandy, Justin, Bell, Lori, Nicole, and Shelby, congratulations. Some new agents to Realty One Group already on the $1 Million Club, so congratulations there. Jessa, Shauna, Tete, Trudy, John, Carrie, Sheila, and Amy. Amy, sorry, Amy, I butchered your name. Amy, not Ami. So congratulations, you guys. Great job. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shauna, Bob, Alyssa, Josie, Gina, Samantha, Blake, and Mickey. Great job on another fantastic month. Guys, this was December. This is when agents were taking time off. This is when people said the market was slowing down, and look at all these people that just had a fantastic month. Stephanie, Megan, Lori, and Mark, Yu Yin, Jerry Lee, Courtney, and Tara, congratulations, you guys. Look, we're not even halfway through. Rebecca, Shannon, Rich, Heather, Laura, Dina, Vlad, and Brett, congratulations, you guys, on a fantastic month. And our top producer in sales and our top producer in volume ending 2020 for the month of December 2020 was Jamie Perose with 10 transactions and $5.2 million in sales. Congratulations. Another drink of coffee. Congratulations to Jamie and each and every one of all those agents in the Rockland office that had a fantastic year. Okay, Sacramento, another great month for Sacramento. We had Nadine, Alex, John, Edward, Arlene, and Inessa. Congratulations, you guys, on a fantastic month. We have Amy, Marisol, Jason, David, Mark, Audrey, Katie, and Chris. Congratulations, you guys, on a fantastic month. Great job. Appreciate that. And top producer, both sales and volume, was Igor with 7 transactions at $2.8 million. Congratulations, Igor. I always give him a hard time. I'm always jealous of his hair. If you ever see him, Igor's got like the perfect hair all the time. And you know, I don't have that. So anyway, congratulations, you. And Folsom, last but not least, another great month for Folsom. We have Megan, Deirdre, Linda, Jackie, Angelica, Sabina, and Mark. Congratulations, you guys. Great job. Appreciate that, each and every one of you. We have Lucy, Shauna, Tiffany, Havala, Shelly, Kristen. Kristen is fairly new to us too. Congratulations. Angie and Cassandra. Congratulations, you guys, on another fantastic month. And we have top producer in Folsom. This is December, guys. Robbie and Paige. Robbie with 7 transactions. Paige with $4.49 million. So all of those wonderful, amazing people had such an amazing month. And just because you didn't make the $1 Million Club doesn't mean you didn't have a good month. But that's how we like to recognize the top agents in our company. So congratulations to each and every one of you for a successful way to end the year, and I'm sure have already started 2021 in a great direction. We also always like to recognize our teams, and we'll go through this list quickly. So we have the Pros Group, Cash and Eklund Group, the Freer Realty Group, and the Arness Group. And you can see there the teams are doing amazing amount of volume there. Couple reminders. If you think you made the MDC Club, let us know. And team leaders, please send us your numbers every month. We have a new Google Sheet. There's a link that you can put your production in to make sure you get recognized. We want to recognize you, but we need your help. So just send us the information. We'll make sure that you're recognized. So great job to all of our agents and all of our teams, wrapping the end of the year with such great production. All right. Market update. Where are we at and what's going to happen for 2021? Here's the big thing that everybody's talking about. We already know what happened in 2020, but what's going to happen next year? So, excuse me, you know, it's my favorite slide. The red line represents pending sales. Excuse me, I've had the hiccups all morning, sorry. Dark green represents sold properties. So if you see October, November, December, you can see there was a slight downward trend. But check this out. From the same into the end of the year, the last column is December. From December 19 to December 20, we had a 20% increase in sales and almost a 30% increase in pending sales. So we ended the year very, very, very strong. We anticipate starting the year strong. Kristen came into my office yesterday after our morning team meeting and shared some numbers with me. We're already seeing the uptick starting for 2021. So if you thought things were going to start off slow this year, they're not. They are literally, we had a little bit of slow period and it is taking off. And if you look back in January 20, that's when it took off that last year. If you go back every single year for 10 years, our market takes off in January. This year's no different. It looks like 2021 could be as good, if not better than 2020, with one exception. Our inventory continues to be at all-time lows. Our inventory at this time is about 50% of the inventory that we had this time last year. And with interest rates still very, very, very low, there's a lot of buyers out there looking. So one of the things that we talked about in last month's meeting, if you remember, was go get listings. If you can get listings, you will get paid. It's as simple as that. Your sphere of influence, you should be hitting them up. And not only your sphere of influence, remember I talk about this a lot, you want to get to your sphere of influence. Everybody you know knows somebody that will need your services in 2021. Did you hear that? Everybody you know knows somebody that will need your services. So you got to be having a lot of real estate related conversations this year and specifically looking for those listing opportunities. Okay, next. This is days on market. I think this is a powerful slide. It just shows the activity in the marketplace. If you look at December of 19 versus December of 20, you'll see that days on market's about half of what it was. So things are flying off the shelf, so to speak, and prices are selling at, on average, at list price. So that means there's a lot selling over and some selling below as well. Here's our inventory, folks. So this is Placer, Sacramento, El Dorado, and Yolo counties. We have about a half a month worth of inventory. So it's about 2 weeks. I can't even begin that. What that means is if today, moving forward, no new properties came on the market, there would be 0 homes for sale in 2 weeks. That's how depleted our inventory is. Again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but a strong focus on your business this year should be focused on the listings, because those are going to quickly turn into to sales. And then I love this. If you guys don't follow Ryan Lundquist, SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com, you should. We've been fortunate enough to have Ryan come into our office and speak many times. He's really a great dynamic speaker. He really does a deep dive into the market on a monthly basis, and he posts some amazing stats and amazing information. This is one of the graphs that he has up on his blog right now, and it just shows the median price increase per county. So the entire region had almost 10% increase across the board, and then each different market had significant increase in value this year. From Sacramento 10% all the way down to El Dorado County at 5%. And remember, that's averages. So we have some areas that are moving much higher, some areas that are moving a little bit slower. So I'm going to check the chat box this really quick. What is causing the inventory to be low? Well, there's a lot of stability in the market in regards to people not having to move. There's a lot in our market, and then there's a massive influx of outside people, Bay Area people coming into our market, low interest rates. There's a lot of buyers, and that's gobbling up inventory. Zoom class DSR this month for $2. Okay, so all right. So let me just move on there. I thought this was pretty cool. This is something I came across, and it was like, what were the home improvements or design trends that had a spike this year? And is it surprising that built-in pools saw the biggest increase in activity? Because everybody was stuck at home, right? COVID hit right at springtime, going into the summer, shelter in place during that time. So people were stuck at home, and they're like, hey, if I'm going to be stuck at home, I want a place with a pool. My family, my kids, we don't have to go anywhere. We can kind of do that staycation thing. So it's not really surprising that the #1 home trend that people were looking for in 2020 is built-in pool. Another great talking point to your sellers, especially if they have pools, right? Quick review. Again, I got to give credit to Ryan Lundquist, SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com. He posted some stats at 2020, and I just wanted to share those with you. It's funny because I saw one of our agents post this exact thing a couple of days ago when I was preparing for this meeting. I'm like, hey, I'm going to use that too. So Ryan Lundquist, SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com. Thank you very much for this information. But 50% of all sales got into contract in 10 days or less. That's a good talking point for sellers. There was an 8.4% increase in people building built-in pools. We just talked about that. Every county saw a large price increase compared to 2019. Prices rose from 5 to 10%. We just talked about it. 2/3 of all sales were conventional financing. That was interesting. Multiple offers. For those of you that did any kind of transaction last year, it seemed like every single transaction was a multiple offer. It wasn't, certainly seemed like it, but the amount of multiple offers in 2020 compared to 2019, up almost 24%. Here's something that I thought was interesting. $1 million sales increased by 44%, 43.8%. Why do you think that is? Why did we have so many higher end homes selling last year? Anyone? Just kidding. I think it's the Bay Area, right? So many people, we had so many influx of Bay Area buyers. Their median price and their prices are so much higher than ours. You know, the $1 million home in San Jose is almost a teardown compared to what we see up here. So it's not shocking to me that we had a big increase in those $1 million home sales, because we have so many buyers coming from the Bay Area. And with that, look at that, sales below 400,000. I'm missing a zero there. So that's 400,000 decreased by 21%. That's because prices are going up. And gosh, I just remember 3 or 4 years ago, like the $400,000 house, I was like, that was a great price range for kind of middle America, California, right? Not anymore. We're seeing less and less and less of those, down 21%. It'll be interesting the end of 2021 when we look back and see how much more that has even decreased. So 11.4% of all sales were cash last year. I don't know if that was an increase or not, but I just thought this is some great information. These are all great talking points. So many times we're like, hey, what am I going to say? You know, if I talk to one of my prospects or talk to someone in my sphere, these are some of the great kind of talking points that you can share with them. And then, of course, the obvious, right? We have weeks of listings and months of buyers. That's going to continue to be an issue and a theme for 2021. I shared this with you last month. It's just as relevant today as it was a month ago. And that is Sacramento is expected to be the nation's hottest housing market in 2021. Not top 10, not top 5, the #1 hottest real estate market in the entire country. So we're fortunate to be in that market. It's like fortunate, but it's also a little bit of a curse, right? Because it's hard to put buyers into contract right now. So the good and the bad, great market. It's going to be tough. You guys are going to have to work real hard. But seeing what you accomplished in 2020, I'm confident 2021 is going to be even better for each and every one of you. So I've done a good job of burning almost 45 minutes. That's talking nonstop, by the way. That's not an easy thing to do. That's why I keep taking sips of my coffee. But hopefully I shared some good information with you. I'm going to check the chat box really quick, just to see if there's any questions. And then Kristen's got a few things that she's going to share with you before we move on. So, all right, I don't think we got anything there. So, Kristen, do you want to take this over?
Yes. I'll let you just forward the slides though, Greg.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. So I'm going to send you the remote, and then you have to click on your screen, and then that will take control.
All righty.
All right, see if it works. Okay, you got it.
Okay, I'm trying. It says that I can control Greg the man's screen, but nothing's happening.
All right, let's do this. Let's just go.
Okay, so click it again, please. So this is a reminder that we still want updated addresses, but we are going to be emailing them this year. So for the first time ever, we're going to be emailing them. Our accountants hired a company that's going to be emailing them. So I'm providing them email addresses. So that's the other thing, making sure that we have your correct email address in our systems. Hey, Greg, we're not screen sharing anymore.
Okay, I didn't think so, but hold on, give me a second here. All right, see what happens. We were going so good too.
I know.
Hold on. Oh, no. Screen share screen. Give me just 1 second. Isn't this so fun?
It is.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to get us caught up. Okay, go. Go.
Okay, so Greg mentioned it already. Do we still need to do the PED forms and follow the COVID guidelines? Yes, we do. Next slide. So in fact, not only do we still need to do the PED forms, they just updated and revised this quick guide for the PED-V, which is for visitors. So they just did this last week. Here's the easy rule. Every person, every time. So every time and anyone. So that goes for your inspectors, that goes for appraisers, that goes for the buyer if they want to go back in and measure something. So every person, every time, and we require those in our SkySlope file. So if you're the listing agent, we're expecting every single PED-V form from every person that viewed the property. And then once somebody's in contract, we're requiring that you get them from every person that goes into the property. So if you have a pest inspector, if you have a home inspector, and then the appraiser. So many times we're getting to closing and we're seeing that the PED form area is empty. We can't have that. There's liability. There's things that haven't even come up yet that they're, I mean, everybody's so quick to sue somebody. And this is one of those areas that if somebody claims that they got COVID from our agent, that's going to be a problem for all of us. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about is referrals. So outbound and inbound referrals. So this is really important that you get this information right to avoid delays for you and for the party that you're referring to, if that's the case. So this is an example of an outbound referral. So you are referring to someone else. You are the referring broker. So you're going to make sure that you have the full Realty One Group complete information. And we want the Rockland office there. We want them to send the check to the Rockland office. So all checks for referrals must be made payable to a brokerage and not to an agent directly. So in that case, the check will be made payable to Realty One Group complete. We would receive the check. We would take our admin fee out and then cut you a check and let you know once it's ready. So again, make sure it's the Rockland office and that you've got the full information in there. You're also having the other broker name in there as the recipient. And then please make sure that the client name is listed there. Next slide. So again, this is the outbound referral. You want to make sure that you've listed what percentage or the flat fee that you are expecting from this transaction. This is automatically set to be on the gross. So if you read the form, it says percentage of the total gross. If you don't want it to be on the gross, or if the other party doesn't want it to be on the gross, then you need to be more specific and say other or put a flat fee amount. You can see down in the left-hand corner, referring broker. So this is our corporate tax ID number. This is required, and also when the other side is referring, it's required. And sometimes the outside brokers want a copy of our completed W-9. You can find that in Help Juice, and I have updated one for 2021. So if you just search in there W-9, you should be able to find the Realty One Group complete W-9 for 2021. So now let's talk about the referrals inbound. So somebody's referring a transaction to you. So we want to make sure that their entire information is completed, because this is where we're going to mail their check. And again, checks can only be made to the brokerage. So we're not going to make the check payable to the agent. It is going to be to the brokerage. And you would list this information on the commission demand. And again, it's going to be to the brokerage. So we want their full address, and we will kick these back, won't sign them unless they're completed in full. And then we want to also make sure that they have indicated what they're expecting at the close of this transaction. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we want to make sure that we have their tax identification number. If they're a corporation, all we need is their tax identification number. If it's a broker that's an individual, then we actually have to have their social security number, and we won't release their check or mail them their check until we have that. So just want to keep that, we have to 1099 them if they're not a corporation. So we have to have that information unless you want to pay the taxes for them, which I'm sure you don't want. And then also, if you know a referral is going to be closing, sometimes you don't, but if you're, keeping close contact with your clients, please let us know that it's coming our way. That really helps us in finding who this check goes to. Sometimes we receive checks and we can't find a matching referral. So it definitely helps if you let us know, and then we will cut the check and let you know once it's ready and available for you. And here we go with little reminders. Again, every document, almost every document that you could ever want is going to be in your help juice. And I have since changed Carrie's email to Bonnie B at rogcomplete.com. So Carrie is with us till the end of the month, but we are transitioning Bonnie. And so please start sending Bonnie the questions and we will get you taken care of. And again, any legal issues, please notify your manager if there's any contract issues. But if there's any legal issues, somebody's threatening a lawsuit, please let Greg know right away so that we can potentially tender that to our E&O company, because they could deny the claim if we're not notified or notify them immediately. It's an ugly thing to talk about, but please make sure that your people are taken care of. Thanks, guys. Looks like it's Keith's turn.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
That's a cool logo, by the way.
You like that? That's actually,
yes.
I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. That's a logo on a wall. One of the other offices that's like lighting behind it. I thought it was awesome.
It's nice.
I wanted to play with it. Well, hey, I'm excited to just do a quick update here for you. I know that we're getting close to time, so I'll try to go quickly, and I just appreciate the opportunity to be here. So I wanted to introduce the team just so that everybody knows if there's any new agents. This is the team that we have supporting all the amazing Realty One agents. There's a lot of you, so we need a lot of us to be able to support you guys with all the volume that you do. So we have Allison and Chris working out of the Sacramento office. We have Ken McKee working out of the Folsom office, Mark, Becky, and Randy working Rockland, and I'm just kind of everywhere. So I just wanted to introduce the team and make sure you guys had a face to the name. So what I wanted to just highlight a little bit here, and we've got a couple cool scenarios just with other Realty One agents, is just kind of our rescue loan process. So we were able to rescue two pretty cool transactions for agents in Realty one for Paige and then one for Rosa. Both of them were with Allison Tyler, one of the loan officers that supports the Sacramento office. But it's really cool, just some of these dates, and we're excited about it because we're not seeing our competition regain the ability to do this where we've been able to. So the one we had with Rosa, the application was received on 12/31. We submitted the file on January 6th. It was approved January 6th because we're same day underwriting turn times. It was clear to close January 12th, and docs were out January 12th. So that was through a holiday, less than basically 13 days we had docs out from receiving a transaction that Wells Fargo couldn't do. So it was a rescue transaction. And we've got another one with Paige contract. This is really cool. It was through the holiday. And it's so tough with Christmas and New Year's because we literally lose like 7 business days during that time. But Paige sent a contract over to Allison. We received the contract on the 18th. The loan was approved on the 21st. It was clear to close on the 24th, and we closed on the 31st. And that's with a holiday in there. So how do we do this? And that's going to be the next slide. This is just one of the DNAs of the organization, and this is our 671. So the 671, our goal is to underwrite loans in 6 hours. We process them to close, so give you the clear to close in 7 business days from receiving the approval, and then we call it a one day close. So we really do a table fund. Some lenders say that they table fund. We actually do it. Our wire goes with the docs if we're setting that up to close same day. So this is kind of the DNA of the organization. We can close loans really quickly. If you have any loans that are maybe going south, you need a quick close, you're in this crazy market where you got to write a 15-day offer with no loan contingency or something like that, these are the things that we can do with just our process. And once again, it's the DNA of the organization. This isn't something that we're stretching for. It's just kind of what we do. Wanted to talk about, so the next one is just the our Lunch and Learn, which is going to be at 11 o'clock today. A Zoom link for Allison and Becky, I think was sent out to everybody, but this is just a class here, just some creative ideas to generate business when we are somewhat limited on how we can do traditional business. It's a really cool class. We've taught this a few times, so please log in at 11 o'clock. There should be a Zoom link for that, and Allison and Becky are going to be teaching that class together. That's today at 11. Jigsaw puzzles. So this is cool. I was like, what kind of image could I put together for this? So, this kind of goes back to our rescue loans and the 671. And I think one of the things that Movement does really well is just really looking at loans differently. And sometimes that mortgage is kind of a jigsaw puzzle. It's kind of our adult Lego set. And so one of the cool things that we have been able to do this last month and close a couple home loans where other lenders couldn't is using trust income. And so I just, if you ever have a borrower that has a significant amount of cash, but does not have the income needed to qualify, there's no history receipt required in trust income. So we had a client last month who had a couple $100,000 in the bank, threw that into a trust, created a trust during the escrow, threw it into a trust, initiated a trust distribution from the trust as income, and we were able to use that income to qualify from a debt to income ratio standpoint. So a lot of lenders won't allow you to use assets as income, but if you put it into a trust, you can do that. So if parents have a trust and they make a distribution to their kids, if people put in, I'm doing a transaction right now where a gal has $3 million in Facebook stock. She's been with Facebook forever. She doesn't make enough money. She lives down in the Bay Area. It's $1.5 million purchase. So she doesn't make enough money to qualify. But what we're doing is we're putting the Facebook stock in a trust, and then we're having with the trust pull a distribution off of the Facebook stock once a month to qualify. So again, all that to say, like we think about loans differently. And one of the cool things we've had recently is people with cash being told, sorry, you don't have enough income to qualify. You can use trust income. So think about it that way. Next slide here. I just want to talk about interest rates really quickly. Interest rates are still at historic lows. We're seeing interest rates in the 2s, which is awesome. I quoted somebody a 15-year the other day in the 1s. It's bananas. But I also want to point out, since some of the things with the Georgia just kind of runoff, which has been recently, we've seen about a 3/8 to a 0.5% increase in interest rates. So I just want to point that out. I mean, in some cases, that's $50 to $150 a month additionally in payment. And if you had borrowers that are on the borderline of getting qualified, this might change what they can qualify for. So it is one of those things where it's been a rapid increase in a short period of time. We want to circle back with the lender to make sure that customers are still qualified for what they were based on the increased interest rates. And then recasting. So this kind of goes along the idea, we've talked about this before, but how do we potentially write non-contingent offers when somebody really wants to sell a home first? And this is where the mortgage recast really helps. Basically, a mortgage recast is the ability after close to come in with money, pay down the mortgage, and then get yourself a new low mortgage payment. So the challenge with the traditional 30-year fixed loan is if you make a principal reduction after you got the home loan, it goes directly to principal, but the payment doesn't change. And that's a problem. That's a problem for some people who are selling a home and then buying a home, because they're okay with maybe stretching it for a period of time, but they want to make sure that they have a lower payment after they close. And so one of the things that we do, because we service all of our loans, is we allow for a recast, and then we'll actually allow them to immediately remove mortgage insurance. So we have some borrowers right now that, maybe are moving up, and if they can put, let's say, 5% down, yes, and qualify temporarily, they're going to have a higher mortgage payment and mortgage insurance. But when they sell their property, they can take the proceeds from the sale, apply it towards the mortgage, do a recast, and remove mortgage insurance. And that kind of gets you away, if they can qualify, from having to do a contingent offer in this crazy market. So just something to think about when you have buyers that are potentially having to sell because they need to get the proceeds from the sale of the property because they want a lower payment. Think about a mortgage recast. And then I wanted to just jump in a little bit on a recap of 2020 for us. And I haven't really talked about this before, but this is one of the things that really drew me to Movement. And I think it's really cool because there isn't another mortgage company like us from this standpoint. This is our mission statement here. We exist to love and value people by leading a movement of change in our industry, corporate culture, and the communities that we serve. And one of the really cool things that we did back in 2008 when we opened was the 671, which is the DNA of the organization, but also creating this foundation. So Casey Crawford, our founder, created a foundation, Movement Foundation, with the idea to give all of our profits back to the foundation and then distribute that money to the communities that we serve. So the Movement Foundation is our legal entity that we work through to use our profits to uplift others, bringing life to communities and loving our neighbors and ourselves. And so you can move on to the next one. This is actually something that came directly from Casey, which I think is really cool. We built Movement. We built Movement Mortgage for this purpose, to invest our profits in others, not ourselves. And so through our foundation and this amazing year that we had last year, we were able to do some really cool stuff. And we were actually able to give $200 million to our foundation in 2020 through the profits that we generated. And I'm pointing this out for a few reasons. Number one, you guys were actually a huge part of that. We did a whole heck of a lot of home loans with Realty One. And the income that was generated from those home loans was not given to shareholders. It was given to our foundation to then give to the communities that we served. There's some really cool things that Movement Mortgage does. We have the largest privately held insurance company in the nation that's 100% nonprofit. Our appraisal management company is nonprofit. And then all the profits that Casey receives, our sole owner, gives to our foundation. So what do we do with it? A couple of things. We have a 1,600, so developing movement communities. So affordable housing and medical clinics, which is, I think, going to go kind of to the next slide here, which is our schools. This is crazy. We have Movement schools. So we have over 1,600 kids going to Movement School, which is an actual charter school that we established in the South Carolina area, providing schooling to children who do not have access to higher education. We do this in a really cool way. And I was like, why are we talking about this? I just think it's really special. We do this in a state. We do this for $6,500 a kid, where the state, South Carolina, at public schools is $10,000 a kid. We pay 10% more. Our kids have 32% higher test scores. And what we're actually able to do this year with some of these profits is we actually build affordable housing and a free clinic on campus for these kids to be able to get access to healthcare and affordable housing that their families may not have access to in the greater South Carolina area. We got a 1,600 acre farm in Uganda with distribution channels to feed the hungry. And then the other thing that we do is we've actually built New Hope Centers. We actually established 65 New Hope Centers across Central America, where we're providing schooling, education, and churches to people who don't have access to that. So there's some really cool things that I think Movement does that I just really wanted to point out, because there's a lot of pain that a lot of people had in 2020. And we all know the mortgage industry had an amazing year. And a lot of people did a lot of really interesting things with that money, like buy boats and yachts and new cars. But Movement Mortgage invested in the communities that we serve. So I just wanted to thank everybody who partnered with us in 2020, because it gave us the ability to do that. And then finally, I'm just going to close with the playbooks. Just want to make sure that everybody knows that we have the agent playbooks. We've got the January editions out, and it's about 45 pages of packed content to build your business. We used to be able to email these out, but it's a little bit different now. So what we're doing is actually we're printing these out and mailing them to your home. So if you are working with a Realty One or a Movement Mortgage Loan Officer supporting Realty One, please reach out to us, because we have these playbooks. We'd love to get them into your hands. That's my update.
All right, thanks, Keith.
Back to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, so I don't know if you guys have been noticing this. I want you to, this is where I was when I started today. And if you guys notice, the whole time I kept doing this to try to get out of the sun. So I'm working out of my home office, and I have some lighting issues going on today. So I think I'm good right there. So, hey, we got through in just 5 minutes over today, which is good. So I always like to, hey, let's just get this done, get you some information, get in and out in an hour. So I think we kind of hit that. I think at the peak time today, we had about almost 168 of our agents watching this. The great thing is it's recorded. It will be in Help Juice For those of you that jumped in late, you can go back, watch it there. And of course, it's going to be in our group in the Facebook Live thing. So I just wanted to say once again, congratulations on a great 2020 and looking forward to an awesome 2021. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Keith and the movement team. Thanks for all of the Realty One Group employees and agents for everything that you do. So thank you very much. Have a great day.